High School Girls Basketball, Region 7 on Sting TV. I'm Brent Martindale with Ken Purdy, Corey Lang running everything right now, basically. He's running the cameras and doing it all, but we are here for this is basically the home opener for Region 7, Ken.
Yep.
This is a team Springville. Wasatch taking on the Springville Red Devils. No, the Springville, I should have known that by now. They are the Red Devils, Lady Red Devils. So, Ken, tell us, what do they expect here with the former number one team from last year?
Right, hard-nosed basketball. They're always going to bring it, well-coached, very disciplined. Just like any Springville team, they're going to be tough. They're going to be tough in the paint. They're going to rebound. They're going to play defense. Not that our girls haven't had some very very tight games, and we might have to pour some salt in the wounds and bring up the last tilt they were in against Himpview, where they barely lost, number one against number two. But our Lady Wasp holding the number one ranking coming in, so a little bit of change of the guard here. Last year, Springville's number one. This year, we're number one.
Well, the game you're mentioning, of course, just 3 nights ago, Tuesday night at Himpview. And, what an exciting time. This is Wasatch girls basketball really playing good basketball right now.
Oh, absolutely.
9-2, and they have beat some big teams, including 2 6A teams. Himpview themselves really well. But interestingly, on Max Preps, we're looking at the overall 5A. They both are no longer 1 and 2. So a lot of things have changed. It looks like Clearfield now. Again, this is Max Preps, and this isn't RPI yet. But Clearfield, Alta, and even Maple Mountain has now jumped ahead. What does that tell you about Region 7?
Man, loaded as always. And almost every sport we compete in, we're gonna be tested every region game. I love to see that. You can play a great preseason schedule, and then you can get into just a dog of a region, and you're blowing everybody out. But it doesn't really prepare you for the state. You well know.
Yeah.
The years you've coached, it does not prepare you for that state tournament. So, I think it's good for them. No coach wants to be ranked number one. It's a great crown to wear, but that is a lot of pressure for the girls, and it's good, right? It's good that they can play in big games and.
Well, and Ken, let's talk about that. There is, let's say Wasatch High School girls basketball. I'm looking across, the gym over there, and there's some banners.
Yes, absolutely.
However, the last 10 years has not had a super great culture of being at it, and for sure there have been some great teams. That team in I think it was 2017 or 18.
Made a nice little
run.
Made
it right to the Final Four.
Right.
And Coach Hayter had that group, and Tori Dorius and a few really good players.
Coach Hayter has moved along, by the way, is over at South Summit High School, coaching the boys back on the on the boys' side and doing very well. But a credit,
you're right. Yeah, the culture, it just seems like this is as good a team
Absolutely.
As we've seen in a few years. So
we give a lot of credit to the players, but Coach Hull has done a phenomenal job. Has just come in here, changed the attitude. They run and gun. She is a big Kentucky fan. If you don't know, talk to her for 5 seconds. And she's got some players.
We're underway. There's the first three-pointer
right there.
Down the pipe. That is one of our newcomers, Peyton Banky, the sister of a Banky on the boys team.
Yeah.
So we've been able to see that. So right off the bat, Banky drilling a three-pointer.
And she has been the second leading scorer on the team behind Ashley Garner, and she has been a much-needed boost.
When I was talking with Coach Hall, and there's going to be a steal. That's going to be number 10, Kate Miller.
Nice job, Kate.
It's that.
Go to the other side of the basket, use the rim.
Kate Miller, a junior. There's a lot of talent on this team, but there's some young talent.
Yeah, there is.
For sure.
Now look at this press. Coach Hull has really liked this early pressure. It's not, it's not stifling, but it is making Springville work a little bit and not walk down, and that's where they're going to be tough.
There's another steal. Kate Miller going to pull it back. Wasatch up 5-0, a three-pointer early, and the Kate Miller steal and drill. And So, while we're looking now at the Springville defense, you knew that they would be stifling, trying to protect.
Well, and you know what I like is Kate bringing it down. She's made 2 steals in a row. She brings it down, and she's not looking. She doesn't have the number. She backs it out. We set up the offense, get it into Ashley, and unfortunately lose that one. Nice pass.
Beautiful passing there by the Red Devils. There's a 3-point attempt for the first time for them, and no good. Ashley Garner almost loses it, but got the rebound.
Again, Ashley's crashing the boards as always.
And it looks like we do have a timer problem, so the shot clock, for some reason, I guess, I don't know. I'm not sure what that was. In either case, we were talking about the Springville defense. So Garner, obviously one of the top scorers in the state, around 17 points a game. As soon as she got that at the top of the key, it looked like there were 4 girls.
And they're in a 2-3 zone as Coach Lang's going to join us. They're in a 2-3 zone. They're packing it in. But the way we've been shooting the 3,
a little miscommunication there makes the turnover. We're going to invite Corey Lang into the conversation now. Camera person finally showed up. That's good. Corey?
The crew is showing up.
That's nice.
Rolling start, I think.
They had to get Starbucked up. And
your setup today was
pulling these
phenomenal.
doubleheaders.
Yeah. So, the first night of the doubleheader, boys immediately after this game. Both Wasatch boys and girls, there's a pass down low to Sweat. She's going to get the shot off. Garner with the offensive board.
Wow.
And it's knocked out
Must
of
have
her
been all
hands.
ball. I wasn't down there, but sure it looked like a foul from here.
The boys, both boys and girls, suffering losses, as you mentioned, Ken, the other night at Tintview.
Tough pace to play.
3-pointer by Leava'a is no good.
She takes another step.
And it's saved, but not quite. Sweat almost got that saved. So Springville will take over.
Tintview is one of those places that definitely has a home court advantage. It's fun to go in those kind of places, but
it's one of those gyms that it is the high school spirit.
And they've got great teams, young teams. So Tintview will be good for a while.
Swarming defense creates a steal.
It's a 3rd or 4th steal.
It's the pressure. Wasatch brings that pressure. And
nice pass.
There's Banky with another 3-pointer just off the back rim.
Boy, moving a little bit, Coach Lang. She needs to set her feet, and she'll bang that down.
Springville, as we mentioned, last year, all season, they were basically number 1 most of the season. Shot no good. Springville's going to get the offensive board, but we're going to get a jump ball.
And that would have been the 5th steal for Wasatch. And we're not fouling. It's not crazy, guys. They're not just swiping it. They're going for the ball. I know that sounds weird. We are swiping for it, but
substitution for Springville already here. And we welcome any viewers from the Springville Red Devils to Sting TV. There's a 3-point attempt wide open, just in and out. That shot that time by Gwen Fallas.
Ashley Garner, great position. Gets up high, brings down the ball.
5-0 is still the score early here in the first quarter. And we mentioned, again, tough region. Little did we know that even Maple Mountain, of course we knew they were going to be tough, but they now, according to Max Preps, have even been ranked up above. There's a pass down low. Could you get it to Garner?
Oh, she could have.
Feely is going to take the shot with 5 seconds. Garner again with an offensive board and the bucket.
You saw that just before that pass back out to Kate. Ashley's being triple teamed.
Yes.
They are not going to be. You take away their best player, and Ashley goes
little collision there.
Head over tea kettle there,
and about 4 people go to make sure she's okay.
Yeah, nothing new for her.
And we got our first 30-second timeout charged tonight. This will be Springville with the 30-second timeout. So, Corey Lang, we were mentioning earlier the Springville last year. And Ken and I were looking at the state tournament from last year results, and I couldn't remember. But Springville, of course, made it all the way to the final. And we're basically beating teams by 20 points in the tournament. But then they met the hard-nosed Bountiful Braves, and Bountiful beat them by 2. And I actually do remember that game a little bit. Bountiful
I remember it very well.
Hit a shot in the end, and
who we barely lost to.
Barely lost to. That's exactly right. Well, we were at their place, I think, right?
Yeah, on the road at Bountiful.
We did a Sting TV game there. And
jumped on them early.
Some great players that are playing college volleyball right now, too. So
Checking into the game for Wasatch is number 34, the freshman, Mahala Spiriton.
Nice look.
Spiriton with the look there. No good. And here comes Springville down 7-0. Just looking to get their first bucket. So far defense, right, by Wasatch?
Oh, man. Looks like we always got Mackenzie Richens has checked in too, and she's on the top of that.
And there's a look that
defense.
time.
That was a great
Springville with the
execution by
shot.
Springville. On the 1-2-2, getting somebody right to the top of the free throw line there, top the key.
Vintage Springville.
Fighting the hole.
Brindley Johnson with that shot. Junior.
There you go, same thing.
Spiriton up the top. She finds, looks for Garner. She's going to take the shot. 10 feet out, no good. Rebound that time up and no good. Boy, we're getting the looks. Number 11, Samantha Delamas. Just doing a lot of boxing out there. I believe Delamas is, she's just a sophomore. And, boy, she was boxing out Ashley Garner, I thought, really well. Had Ashley kind of under the basket. And
both teams struggling to find the bottom of the bucket. That's a nice pass.
Spirited.
Nice job.
I love the Springville's going zone, 2-3 zone, trying to pack it in and take away the inside game. But instead of settling and just shooting outside jump shots, as most teams do when they see a zone,
disciplined.
Wasatch is still getting those shots and feeding the paint.
Great point.
Basket once again
that needs to be
time
contested a little.
by Brindley Johnson again.
Johnson. No, you're right, Corey. And the other way to break that 2-3 is move the ball quick, right?
Yeah, let
just
the ball
like
do
that.
the work.
Yep.
Banky with a three-pointer.
She's got her feet set. She's not moving. She's deadly. But you move that ball in the 2-3. We played against that every night, and it shifts that defense, and that post will come open.
Score
Very nice
shows
pass.
12-6, but I'm not sure. I got to say, I don't know if that's right.
Whoa.
Rebound by Garner.
Springville's got a lot of great looks, and they just can't get it to fall.
I think that is right. I think they had it wrong earlier. Garner with the shot, actually, that time got a little under the basket.
Took one to the mouth.
Springville, I have to say, several times they have come down, and there's another bucket there. Springville most definitely breaking presses, even though they've had a few turnovers, but they have got the ball down quickly and well and set themselves up back in this game. 12-10 now.
The best way to beat a press
is supposed to be 12-8,
is to just beat it before it gets set up.
And there's a untimely turnover by Wasatch. Pass goes out of bounds. So Springville takes over. I want to say Springville should have 8.
I know. It was 12-6, and then it went down to 4.
Yeah,
and then they hit that shot. It went up to 10. Now we're back to 12-6.
We're creative scoring.
It's new math.
Mahala, is it Mahala or Mahala, guys? But Spiriton is doing some good things. She's young.
This is Danny Garner with the steal and sprinted down the court.
Great
Garner's
find.
Underneath the basket, almost gets her own rebound
and gets fouled. Good way to draw it. I was just saying, Mahala is doing an outstanding job. She's pushing a little bit. She's got the right idea. And Corey, you get the taller players, your 3s and 4s outside of the paint. Sometimes they're not as good on the perimeter with the passing, and nothing against them, just not where they practice and play. And then when you find one that can do everything, I call it the Christian Leitner effect.
Danny Garner
6'10", can do everything.
Right, the most hated man in
yeah,
college basketball.
Garner brings the score. Again, I'm not sure that's correct, but it says 13-6 on the scoreboard, and I would imagine at this point it's already been checked several times.
Oh, she walked.
You're going to walk, yeah. I'm checking that.
Packing her luggage for that trip. It was
I gotta make sure. When does the time start? Let's see here. So that clock starts as soon as it comes out. I'm still getting acquainted to that. Oh, good idea. We're forcing a little bit. We don't need to.
Bit. Turnover that time. The steal, I'm going to say, is going to go to Springville's number 15.
That's coming back.
Johnson.
One of the things we've said in the past is we've seen Wasatch teams kind of shoot themselves in the foot to say by shooting too soon. Not making 3 or 4 passes. If it's open, by all means.
Little man defense now this time.
And that
Feely
is right
is
in
going to
Feely's
drive,
wheelhouse.
gets the shot, but she will be fouled.
Yeah, now change in defense, quickly recognized by Wasatch. Clear it out and just let the man,
Yeah.
man on man, take it to the hole.
Brindley Johnson for the Red Devils will be given her first personal foul. And Feely will be at the line to shoot 2.
She's so strong. That's really her. That suits her very well. Driving to the basket, kicking it out. But 9 times out of 10, especially in girls basketball, they stay on those blocks, and which opens the lane up for Feely. Just got to finish that. And she gets a look from here.
One thing, guys, that we're looking at here on the Springville roster, look at that roster and the grades and tell me what you see.
Wow. Lots of freshmen, sophomores.
Not a single senior on this team. I know they did graduate a lot last year.
They did.
From that really good team. That shot's good down the pipe.
Very nice bucket.
That's Millie Thompson, a junior. But, yeah, every girl that you see on the floor here has the 3.
Banky's feeling it. And that was
down the pipe.
That was about 4 feet behind the 3-point line, too. This young lady, she's strong. Like I said, when she sets her feet.
Holy smokes. That's 3 3-pointers for Peyton Banky in the first quarter.
9 points.
16-8. We're going to say, we guess that's the correct score here in the nest.
And neither team has played stellar, right? I mean, there's been some flashes here and there, a little bit. There's some turnovers. Both teams trying to force some things.
There's the replay of one of the Banky. I think that was the second. Maybe that was the first one.
That 3-pointer, needless to say, is a multiplier. You hit, you're at 10 points just like that. You can turn a quarter very quickly. Very quickly.
Amazing. That is amazing how that works.
I used to coach with a coach that every first shot should be a 3. It's 50% more points. Why not start there?
Well, yeah, don't make the defense work.
Well, I'm going to throw some names you guys may not know. Back at the College of Eastern Utah, Dave Parr was the women's coach there for nearly 20 years. And in the last 12 years of his coaching career, he was the epitome of run and gun. Never, ever even worry about a shot clock.
Wow.
And if they didn't shoot 23s a night, they were running lines the next.
Wow.
So he wanted to make sure, and that's what he recruited.
Sure.
Was 3-point shooters and sprinters. And then, someday you might see that here.
And it can come to bite you some nights. When it's live and die by it. And
again, college and pro, you recruit, you fill your team with people that fit your needs. It's a little hard in high school just to get what you get and then want to run whatever.
Right.
run the LA Lakers triangle offense.
Yeah.
Doesn't work. Or whatever else we ran. I think we ran like 44 sets. Every time we'd watch an NBA game, we'd implement another play.
Shot there by Wasatch. Before that, Anna Greenwell. And there's another turnover. Steal down low. That's passed to Kate Miller. Feely is going to kick it off to.
This is the most unselfish team I've ever been around, ever been in the gym with.
Well, they almost sharing too much.
I was just going to say, I knew you were headed that way because it's just like, man, that one more pass. Great idea, but.
And dangerous passes through the key, trying to get through.
Right.
Sometimes if you're 5 feet away, great read. Defenders sleeping with their back turned.
I don't even think she was ready.
Nope. That's when that ball was halfway there.
Yeah.
Yep.
She's like, I'll shoot this.
That's Danielle Garner.
Kissed it off the glass.
Sophomore. Talk about youth on rosters. Beautiful pass.
Very nicely done.
They are
just
breaking
passing
this.
well.
Yeah.
They might have had a couple turnovers on the first couple, but
and they're moving the ball.
Moving
the ball really well, and that is moving the zone.
3-pointer. Boy, that looked right on line by Isabella Esplin.
Nobody on Wasatch found a body. The shot went up. They all just turned and watched the ball. And
because that's what we do. We just go down and take it away from her. Wow. You're going to. Okay, hold on.
So the rebound was grabbed by, it looked like, Samantha Delamas, but then Feely came in, grabbed it, and ripped it away. And I guess they called Delamas
for the
with
foul.
The reach right after that. So
good call.
It's always the second one, right?
I know. I was going to get ready to come up my seat going, you got to be kidding me. Look at the cutters. Nice job. And, you're in
steal
traffic,
there.
too.
Yep.
Coach always used to say, get it to the right person through there. That's not – when I cut the lane like that, that was not my wheelhouse. But
drive and shot that time. No good.
Good heads-up play. Good heads-up play.
Shot that time by Millie Thompson. Again, credit Springville. They are just sticking in this. I think some great ball handling and passing especially once they get past.
And we talked about moving the zone on our side. Springville's doing a great job there. They're having great looks, just not dropping for them.
Feely Leava'a at the point. The other guards are Anna Greenwell and Kate Miller. And I believe that was did anybody see that? I missed it. I was looking. I think it was either 3 second in the key or a travel. So
we were all looking at stats.
Wasatch with a few turnovers, I don't think Coach Hull will be happy about at this point of the game. That's got to be a backcourt, yeah.
As you're talking about turnovers, it's one of those mental mistakes where you beat yourself. It wasn't even a Wasatch thing. Just take a second, take a breather.
And what I like is one of our assistant coaches just come off the bench cheering. She loves that. That's probably her job.
Oh, yeah.
Defensive coach. And
Banky now up at the top. Feely Leava'a checks out.
Going back to the 2-3.
There
Ashley
you go. Gosh, I love that. Take your time. Back it in.
That's just abusing the defender.
Body it up. Yeah.
I'm going to say that's something she did not do as well last year.
Right.
No.
A little bit of body.
She's really
step
fast.
in.
And she would shoot kind of, and she still does that. She'd shoot at crazy angles, and she's just so solid.
She would get a little hurried.
Yeah.
She's way more composed this year and playing with confidence.
Little reach-in foul that time by Kate Miller. That'll be her first. Springville now down 20-8. This is the biggest lead of the night so far for Wasatch. And the defense now looks different, where they're bringing a point out much further, it looks like. But I'm not the expert.
We've had that chaser, and it's almost like it's an extended 2-3 a little bit. And the back, and you see our number 20 who's just checked in, Anna Greenwell. Anna Greenwell is that bottom right wing, or depending on your look on your screen, to the top, and she's extending out in the passing lane. Sometimes you just kind of hang back and let that pass come.
That time the foul called on Banky reaching in. So that's 2 reach-in little steal attempt fouls here in this possession. And if you hadn't noticed, yes, each one of those fouls resets the shot clock.
Boy, that's kind of a man-to-man concept. We're keeping
it's a matchup zone. Yeah.
Yep.
And then trying to set picks high, it looks like. 3-point attempt by Springville. Wow. Good.
And on a matchup 2-3 zone, so you got to move the ball, overload one side, which is what they did, and got to shoot it in the corner.
That's Isabella Esplin.
Great shot.
That's her first bucket of the night. Sophomore.
And I like the patience they had. Wasatch was defending very well, cutting off the lanes, keeping them outside. Just patient.
Wow, Banky. Nice move.
Doing a little head fake three-pointer. Had a girl come clear out on her, and then the lane went.
She did a couple of those, a couple of ball fakes as she was going through there, giving an open lane. Boy, she's such a tough ball handler. She keeps it right in front of her. Extends her fingers on the bounce. She's in control.
I can tell you another stat Coach Hull won't be happy with is that's at least the 4th free throw miss, and there's 5. So a normally near 70% shooting free throw team tonight, probably only 25-30% at the most.
And teams that go deep in tournaments shoot free throws well.
Wow, another three-pointer, good. That time that's Natalie Florence.
Yeah, same side of the court, swinging it.
Just like that, the 12-point lead is down to 6.
Coach Lang, what do? You switch up the defense a little bit?
Wasatch has had some looks.
That matchup is just kind of leaving us.
Bailey Sweat gets a look, no good, off the back iron, rebounded by Springville. I watched earlier this Samantha DeLamas play, the sophomore, played in the...
And that's the difference. They weren't getting the pressure. The trap, that pass to that offside, you can give that up if you're going to defend the ball real well, so they can't see the pass. Make it difficult on the person with the ball. But they weren't. They didn't have that trap. They didn't have the pressure up, and so finding that was easy.
It's tough to pressure every. You know what I mean? So you pick like Coach Frank says, you pick your spots where you want to pressure that.
I used to call it. It's like a shark in the water, right?
Yeah.
They will circle and they'll circle, and when they smell that blood, they strike then, right? So you wait, you bait it, and then when you see your victim, then you jump. And they did well on that possession, creating the timeout. As Springville had to call, but.
I like what Coach Hall's done before. And we say man-to-man, guys. We're trying to be politically. It's man on a make, and zone on a miss. So you're switching it up a little bit so they're getting a little bit different look. She likes what she's seeing. I mean, they're obviously ahead.
This is back to that one, kind of a 1-2-2.
Out of the 30-second timeout, Springville has now 17 seconds on their shot clock.
Again.
Yeah, Wasatch really applying outside pressure. Boy, the shot well made there that time. Springville gets their own offensive rebound. That's Haley Hall.
Yeah.
And driving again, another shot.
Yeah, they stay out of that.
Amongst the trees.
Yeah. But you know what? Springville, again, is moving. They handle the ball well. They are moving that zone around, and it's making us work defensively.
Three-point attempt, no good.
And when you're tired, that's how you shoot.
Kate Miller with that was online, but a little long. So here's Springville. 2:46 left here in the first half. Springville, another drive right in the lane. Boy, just not falling.
You have to cut that off. You cannot. You got to protect that paint with your life. You do not go through there without being bumped.
The last few possessions most definitely have looked a little better for Springville, we have to say. Philly Liava'a with a three-point attempt, no good. Kate Miller is going to get the offensive board. Ashley Garner gets it, and another offensive board and put back that time by Mahala Speridan.
Get it one pass, and we're just putting our head down.
Well, that is a couple of big play. And there's
another travel off that pressure. It's their own unforced errors. I don't say unforced truly, because it is the pressure that's coming up to doing it. Right.
But you know what? Here's the difference. The field goal percentage has went up for Springville. They've had these looks all game, and now they're starting to drop, putting a little pressure on us.
It's a change in pressure. It's a half court. It's a full court. It's a 2-3-1-2-2.
Yeah.
It's the variation and keeping them guessing.
They're a well-coached team.
Here's another three-point attempt. Banky just off the mark, but the rebound by Philly Liava'a.
Go hard.
Philly's going to drive and shoot, and she's going to get fouled.
You got to.
And I mentioned earlier that Wasatch is doing so well at feeding that post and spreading that floor and getting in. As they've gotten more tired, they're just pulling shots now, right?
And usually man-to-man.
Stay disciplined.
Yeah. Usually man-to-man take it, but they're tired because Springville's doing a great job moving the ball, making them work defensively. And then we seem like, and you get that feeling too, Corey, you don't touch the ball for a while, and then all of a sudden it's like, man, we got to score. We got to hurry up.
Watching the game the other night from the Tint View stream and game, their Wasatch press bothered them a little bit at first, and so it was very close the second quarter. Wasatch, Tint View was ahead at the end of the first quarter, but then Wasatch pulled ahead just by a point.
Feely is a difference maker.
And again, good.
But she is running her guts out down there.
Yeah.
That girl is all over the court defensively.
Natalie Florence with her second three-pointer.
Yeah, kind of that same area of the court.
Yeah. 17-24, Springville down now. Pass gets down to Garner, and she can't handle it, so it's going to...
See, and she was doubled in the post. Yeah. Read that. Somebody's open. Now, that's not the one to force in the paint.
And listen, if you got to create an angle to pass it, dribble it if you don't have, or throw it down to that corner, and she's got a better spot.
Once again,
there you go.
Another turnover off that pressure.
Pressure again has caused 2 turnovers in the last 2 possessions. Well, I take that back. There was a 3-point shot. So the last 3 possessions, 2 turnovers.
Feely's tired. She is working her guts out on defense.
24-17 is the Wasatch lead. The lead has been, and there's a pass down low. Once again, just not quite crisp on that down pass, but eventually
the play was there.
Yeah.
It's the execution.
Then the young Garner, she's not quite as strong as Sis yet.
Pressure once again by Wasatch. This time Springville gets it down. So 50 seconds left. Springville with an opportunity to get within. There's a shot right in the ball, just off the mark. Rebound torn down by
We got to cut that off. Even in a zone, you have got to get down there and take that away, because that's how you're going to beat a zone. You're going to penetrate it and kick out.
Banky, another open down the pipe. No good off the back iron. Ashley Garner with a high rebound. In and out and back in again.
Something she didn't do. Oh, my gosh. Outstanding.
That was kind of a little 7-foot jumper.
Off the glass.
Oh, man.
Down to 16 seconds. Springville has plenty of time, but they do get it in. They get shot off.
And then miss an easy one. God, they are great.
Offensive board, 7 seconds.
They passed the ball so well.
It'll be a 3-point attempt by Esplin off the back iron, no good. And Springville did a good job, I think, keeping that ball and not letting Wasatch get another attempt. So the halftime score, 26-17. Wasatch with that lead. And so at that point, Wasatch being able to keep that lead, the little score at the end.
Man, hats off to both teams. Really good first half. It started to get away from Springville, and we still got a 9-point lead. We've played well at times, but Springville has just turned it on. Pass the ball well, make the zone work. Again, guys, we knew they're going to be a well-coached team. We're seeing a great game.
Yes, so the Wasatch lead at one point in the second quarter was 12. But then at the end, it looks like a 9-point lead Wasatch will take into the halftime. So, gentlemen, Corey, your comments here as we go into halftime. What are both coaches at this point thinking?
I think Wasatch started the game really well with the pressure, and they ended the half really well with that pressure. They had a middle point in there where they got a little sloppy, turnovers and forcing shots, and that could have been fatigue. That could have been rotations. That not necessarily strategy, but maybe get some fresh bodies in that middle group where they start to get tired. And Springville, they have made the adjustments on the fly of what they need. They came out and made those turnovers quick with that pressure. But boy, they look so composed breaking the press now. They get to their spots, they're turning, and they just know where, as Ken has mentioned, they're just so good at passing. And they've been that way for years. It doesn't matter what the personnel is. You can tell that they're well coached, well disciplined, and they get to the spots and they'll beat you with the system more than with the players. So I think for them, they need to look at those successes of, look, we can break it. The pressure isn't going to break us, because they had a good stretch where they made that run, but then the pressure came back, as Coach Holt likes to switch it up.
Right.
And that's where those turnovers, as you mentioned, at least 4 there in the last minute and a half, 2 minutes, that they just didn't need to do. You've closed the gap. Now just confidence and panic slowly, I guess, right? Come across, play your game and deliver it. And so I think if they could take away, if they can eliminate those turnovers, they're right in the game with Wasatch.
And you have to admit, I was thinking in the locker room, Springville coach, and her name is Holly Averett. I forgot to mention that earlier. Averett probably thinking, I'm down 9, and I'm happy to be that close, because you're right, it could have been a lot worse.
With the turnovers that they've had, I mean, it's got to be, if it's not double-digit turnovers, it's got to be close, which you want to finish a game in that number, not a half. And so, they got to be sitting pretty, not pleased, but feeling okay. Like, this is still doable. Clean those up. Offensively, they've got some great shooters that they're finding shots for. So if you can break that first level of pressure, whether it's the half court or the full court, they've had a lot of success once they break that first wave of pressure.
Peyton Banky leading Wasatch in scoring 3 3-pointers in that first half, and a couple other pretty good looks. Isabella Esplin with 2 3-pointers as well for Springville. So we're going to take a break and let you watch. We just saw I believe that was Wasatch dancers. So now it looks like cheerleaders are coming on. We're going to take a break. Thank you for joining us on Sting TV. We want to thank our sponsors tonight, Quench It life is better mixed up. Don't forget to visit your local Quinjet. I'm sure you actually probably have. You probably visited them a couple times this week.
I've got one sitting right in front of me.
Especially with school starting again. So
absolutely.
Thanks for joining us here. We'll be right back after this on Sting TV.
Sydney's live?
So she's switching. This is now Zoom?
This is Zoom now, because this is broken.
So me and Bridget switched cameras. So Bridget's on the one that you're telling me Zoom in.
You should try and unplug it and just put it back
Yeah,
in.
Yeah, the live one is me, Sydney.
Okay, yes. Yes. And it was just annoying that we filmed it and Zoom it. So we switched.
Now please welcome your Wasatch High Cheer Squad.
You know, because he already does that.
So now she doesn't
What?
change any buttons. She can keep them if she wants.
Yes. Okay. No.
Yeah.
Start the second half, Springville ball.
Welcome back to the second half here at Wasatch High School. The Wasatch girls hosting the Springville Red Devils, up 26-17 as we go into the half. And Brent Martindale here with Ken Purdy. Ken, what's Springville need to do here to stay in this game?
Man, keep doing what they're doing. They're moving the ball well. They just got to get some shots to fall. And by moving the ball like they're doing, they're creating some open looks. So
Springville, you know, Corey and I were talking there at the end of the first half. 3-point, boy, wide open.
Good look.
Three-pointer, an offensive board.
out rebounded and a foul.
There's going to be a foul. It's down, so there isn't a shot on that rebound. But the offensive board that time, sorry, I don't know what I'm doing with looking without my glasses. So Haley Hall got the offensive board, and then she got fouled. So it looks like they called the foul possibly on Ashley. No, it's not Garner. Looks like it'll be on Banky. So no Wasatch players right now, Ken, with more than one foul.
Yeah.
And so foul not at the moment an issue, but more fouls at the end of the first half against Wasatch than and they're already here now. So is that a worry with all the reaching and snapping?
Well, getting tired. Nobody's really in foul trouble. You worry when you got 2 or 3 in the first half. So they've got some fouls to give, but they're being very disciplined. And again, the zone's getting active.
Yeah. Another reach there, boy. That was close. That could have been. So Springville down to their 1 second. That's going to be a steal.
Boy, that's a nice job.
That actually should not be the call.
I really don't think so. She stole that before that went off.
Boy, she could almost argue that and have one of the other referees,
right.
but unfortunately the whistle blew, so there's nothing at this point.
Coach Hull's good with it. I'm good with it. But we both seen her steal the ball and then the shot clock go off. You know. So playing that tough a defense, sometimes I feel like we expend a lot of energy, and it translates offensively. God, and there it is again. Ashley's just working for everything she gets and just be on her fingertips. And we get a foul on it.
I think Wasatch got bailed out of that at that time because they did call the foul on Brinley Johnson. But, boy, the pass, again, like you say, it looked like it was over her reach.
Yeah.
And it was going to go out of bounds almost. So Wasatch got a beautiful
Great
pass
shot.
there. Once again, the inbound play, Corey.
Bailey Sweat.
Inbound has always been something that Audrey Hall has been really, really good at. And I don't know if there's another potential steal taken right back by Hales. 3-point look wide open for once again for Florence.
Yeah, she's hit a few in the first half.
Yeah.
I would not give her that kind of space.
You would think that would be the one that wouldn't be open. She's already hit 2. And so there's been a couple of kicks there. And, that's okay, right? Those type of plays were fine. I don't think that adds on time to the shot clock, does it? Or does it? And there's another steal that
don't
time.
believe so.
Philly Liava'a, but that's going to get out of her hand and go out of bounds. So
boy, that looked like a white ball to me, but
Springville will keep it. And their shot clock, plenty of time, 19 seconds left. Boy, they're setting picks up, and that's a travel. So, again, the heavy pressure.
And this is what we were talking about, right? During the halftime, they got to clean up these little tiny mistakes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's going to kill you if you can't get shots.
Right.
Like, you can't.
Well, Corey, I don't know if you're sitting here. I think when we turn up the defensive pressure, we get really tired. Feely especially. She expends a lot of energy.
Bailey Sweat in the middle with a bucket.
I was just going to say, the first half, I'd like to see a little more production out of Bailey, and then just like that, she answers 2 buckets
She knows what
in a
you
row.
want, Coach.
Yeah.
Her second bucket of the night. Another wide open 3 for
Decent look.
Lawrence. And I like that Springville's doing that. Once again, guys, we compliment Springville with a young roster. Philly is going to take that shot. I believe that was blocked. I'm going to say that was blocked by Millie Thompson.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Maybe a little slap on the arm, but
Looked like some
Philly
contact on the way
didn't
down, too.
there's Thompson with a jumper. Another offensive board by Hall. Wow, a little battling going on there.
Jeez.
Yeah, they're letting a lot go. Both sides.
Boy, they have got another offensive board by Hall.
Haley Hall is a rebound machine.
There's the
Very
inside
good
out.
passer, too.
Yep.
And
That
bang.
time the shot.
And a
Boy, you
three.
gave Springville 4 shots like that. They're bound to hit one of them again. So once again, Natalie Florence, that is her third three-point shot of the game.
Good. Coach Hull's going to get a timeout. I'd like to see him switch it up defensive. We're working really hard on the perimeter. And there's a lot of different views on a zone defense. Some people say you don't rebound well out of it. You pack it in. We're just not able to get to the perimeter. We crash on the inside pass, and then it gets kicked out. And that their field goal percentage from three gets better. They'll hang around.
Yeah, and Coach Holt's got to realize, her coaching staff has to realize that is the game plan. Throw it in and right back out.
Yeah.
They're not even turning and looking at the rim.
They don't have anybody in there.
So
30-second timeout was charged to Wasatch. Looking, guys, at the stats for Springville, they are led by almost 10 points a game by Gwen Fales, and she hasn't have a bucket tonight.
That is
right now. Natalie Florence has already more than doubled her average per game, so I'm guessing they need to let Florence shoot that three a little more often. Ball gets down low. Wasatch
little crowded
shot
on that side.
looked like it was
pass.
possibly supposed to be a pass, but
yeah, there you go. Boy, Ashley working hard for that one. That was, Haley Hall again on a rebound.
the jump ball will stay with
pinch.
Wasatch. Yeah. Another inbound pass to
Go straight
Garner.
up, girl.
Garner fade away.
Yeah, got to catch that ball high. Just keep it high and go right back up.
Yep.
We're going to foul on this or jump ball?
No, I think it's another jump ball, and it will stay with.
Okay.
This time it will go to Springville. So
switch back over.
Once again, head coach for Springville, Holly Averett.
I think we got confirmation on Mihaela.
Yeah, sorry. We apologize for that.
Yeah.
That's probably my fault more that we were pronouncing Mihaela's name wrong. So we appreciate the fans that have been watching and putting up with us and then letting us know. We appreciate it.
She is doing a great job. She deserves to have her name said right.
Turnover that time by Springville, another steal.
I was just trying to dribble through that traffic. They've done so well at passing and beating it with the pass. They're just trying to dribble through the traffic instead. So
30-20 is the score. Wasatch up by 10. Springville has taken away the three-pointer more. You got to admit they have. Oh, I got to call that.
On.
Great effort there by both teams.
Here's the deal, guys. I get it. It's like the old Shaq defense back in the day where they would just absolutely hammer him. I just feel like Ashley doesn't have a chance to turn around.
And that, of course, was Danny. That was Danny Garner.
Excuse me.
And
looks so much like her
they
sister.
look so much alike. There's another three-pointer. Springville has had the better looks of.
They've got the Garner girls circled on their whiteboard in the locker room. I promise you.
A lot of cuts and goes there.
Good, and we're using a little more discretion on who we throw it to on that cut. That's a nice move. Spirited pass. Great job.
Great find.
Assist to
Super job,
Spirited.
Mihaela.
The bucket by Danny.
Super job, Mihaela.
The vision on that was outstanding.
She sees the court really well.
Again, trying to dribble through the traffic.
That time, I think it was Banky that got the deflection, and it went right in the hands.
If I were Springville here on defense, I would get physical.
Miller.
I would start banging a little bit, and because the refs are letting them go a lot.
Spirited with a little fadeaway jumper.
And it's frustrating Wasatch.
Yeah,
I would play a little bit physical and see what you can do. Try to change the game sometimes with just the style of play.
Isabella Esplin, who played stellar in the first half, had two turnovers. Then she just killed her dribble at the timeline.
There you go. Swing.
Another three-point wide open.
Yeah,
good.
again, listen.
Once again, that's Millie Thompson.
They're not hurting us inside.
That's Thompson's
I'd
first
switch it up a
three-pointer.
little. Do some man-to-man.
Even a switching man.
Yeah.
That brings the lead back
Great
to
look.
9. pass.
Hit it, Danny. She knows it. She's pointing to herself.
Well, and Mihaela, I could see Mihaela telling Danny, I'm sorry, my fault, or something. I'm not sure if she was supposed to maybe stop. I'm not sure.
She's going to be a good one.
It was a great dive by Mihaela, but just wait till they get to the spot and then throw it. Or, you got a foot on your defender in front of you that they're not going to block your shot. Take that and let Mihaela get the board off of it if you miss.
Again, being way too unselfish.
Yeah, it's hard to complain when that's the problem, But
Fili Leava'a is going to get the steal and the bucket. Leava'a with 4 points tonight.
And just a casual stroll to the hoop for 2.
And probably just as many steals, I would say.
Overplaying the passing lanes.
Wasatch. Wow, another wide open.
See,
once again.
I don't know how they're leaving shooters so wide.
Haley Hall is not going to kill us from the top of the key right there.
Natalie.
Let's sag off and,
I'm with
and
you.
take
Go,
the
man,
away. Yeah.
if you need to, just to have a body on a body, but
Or
you can't leave shooters.
Let Haley Hall shoot it from the free throw line. I've not seen her take a shot this game. Great rebounder.
That is the 4th three-pointer. Philly with her own three-point attempt, no good. But the 4th three-pointer for Natalie Florence tonight. That brings another three-pointer, this time no good. And here comes Peyton Banky. Wasatch 3-on-3.
No numbers.
Banky behind the backspin.
What
Banky.
How? It was one of those coaching moves. No! And then, yes, great job.
Well, and you could tell it was just reactive.
Yeah.
It wasn't thinking, it was just a reactive muscle
Heads
memory
up
at that
behind
point.
the back. Make Haley Hall shoot
Little
the
pressure
ball.
that time on the three-pointer. And Garner again with a board. Yeah, I like the pressure that time better on the three.
We're a little late, but make Haley Hall shoot it.
And limit to one shot.
Down to 1
Great
second.
run. There you go.
Healy with
Man,
the
I gotta-
assist, and Danny Garner
You got
with the bucket at the buzzer.
Feely does. She may not show up, not all the time, and she's 3rd or 4th leading scorer. She didn't, but I'll bet every category that helps you win games, defensive pressures, PBUs, passes blocked, great passes, good assists. She really checks all the boxes.
The little flurry of energy right there, you got to give it to Peyton Banky with the dribble behind the back layup.
Wow, that was a play.
And then that play right there with Feely, as you're mentioning, finding the open Danny Garner. Just like that, the lead was at 1.8.
Yeah, they were closing that gap.
Pushing.
They were hitting some shots, the open shots.
And then with those 2 plays, the lead goes back to 12. So we want to recognize some more of our sponsors. Also, Labrum, as always, one of our sponsors here. And we hope to have them. They're going to be hopefully sending us some commercials. We're going to be doing that here on Sting TV, hopefully very soon. With any of our
Labrum
sponsors.
owned. Danny Labrum and his wife, great people. Danny is super. He's a Basin boy, like yours truly here. But Danny is an absolute great human being. Does a lot for Wasatch High.
So here we go. One more quarter. Springville down 12. There's a reverse shot. That wasn't a bad look. And I believe that was, I want to say that was Brinley Johnson once again. If not, it was DeLamas. But either way, I kind of like the quick turnaround. Kind of took, there's Banky once again.
Yeah, what a take.
Clear that side of the floor. They're going to play that close to you and up and tight, and then just take them off. Great read.
We've been really, blessed, it seems like, to be able to see some great college women basketball players in the last few years. And I think these girls at this age in high school can really take a lot of inspiration from them.
Yeah, from both these teams. Absolutely.
And what I was going to say is there was a lot of resemblance there of that drive from Banky to some of these superstars that we have seen. There's a big steal
Great
that time.
anticipation.
Athletic. What an athletic steal by Ashley Garner. Anyway, it's pretty cool to have that. Many times high school girls, maybe whatever it is, the exposure on television, but the only inspiration they have is they didn't have college or pros on. Again, a beautiful pass by Garner.
Recognizing the double and kick it, finding the open,
Bailey
unselfish play.
swept in the right spot with the bucket.
Now stay out on shooters.
But these players have inspiration only from the ones they see on television, and it's usually college guys or pro guys. But nowadays, it's really great that they have more inspiration to
Some
be able to see.
homegrown, yeah.
Great job.
Ashley Garner. He's going to
Yeah.
try. Oh, no.
Love it.
If
Love
she
it.
had just not
Why
touched
not?
it, it would have worked. Oh, it was
Why not?
No interference.
Go up and bang it in. I love it. I love it. Look, what a competitor.
She just literally was wanting
Oh,
to
she's
go
the
up
only
and
one
touch that
ability.
ball.
Everybody else is going to stand and watch.
Yeah, hey, you're not gonna blow the whistle?
All right.
Hey, I want to kind of shout out to our viewers that are on. I just sent a message out. Where you watching from and who you're rooting for. You've got to be a subscriber. So hit the subscribe button on the YouTube. So you make sure
Sting TV
you
YouTube,
yeah,
yep.
Sting TV YouTube. There you get and this feed will pop up the night when Coach Lang puts this up. So you want to be a subscriber.
Beautiful pass once again.
Yeah.
Peyton Banky to Ashley Garner.
The handles with Banky, just getting to the right spot, just running right to the front of the rim. Got Gardner and didn't feeding that.
Beautiful, beautiful play to end. And just like that, the lead has grown for Wasatch. So we didn't want to cut off what you were saying, Ken,
No.
about the YouTube. So
Yeah, we could always give us some love.
Well,
That's what feeds us.
No, we need to cut off. The game's more important. But I just sent out. Be interactive. Let us know what you like. Let us know what you like. Somebody from Mahala's family came up and corrected us, which we love.
yeah.
We don't want to pronounce her name wrong. I'm not in the school, so we had to go to the secretaries who know everybody.
We try as hard as we can before
Yeah,
the
we
game
do.
to go get pronunciations of both teams. And, there's just always someone you miss, it seems like. So
And we love your viewing, man. If you're not watching Wasatch women's basketball, you are missing out. What a great game.
Number one right now.
I'm telling you guys, you are missing out on some good ball.
maybe while we have break in the action, we also want to thank sponsors, the Phone Doc here in Heber City,
Phone
located
Doc.
over in the shopping center by Smith's.
They have been our longest and most supportive sponsor
Man.
of Sting TV. If you haven't, even if you don't have a phone problem, go say hi. Those guys, your day will be better.
Thor is a former Wasatch athlete too. I think he is soccer MVP.
He was a stud.
He
He is a
was.
stud.
So alumni, support the alumni.
The lead now is 18, easily the largest lead of the night for Wasatch. Right now, the pressure and the scoring overwhelming Springville. Springville has reacted, and they've been able to respond. And right now, there's another steal.
Oh, boy.
Once again, that's Kate Miller. Miller gets it to Banky, and Banky finds
I
the
believe that was
streaking
Mackenzie Richens.
Leava'a. Okay,
That was
thank you.
Mackenzie Richens that checked in for Kate,
You're right.
and she's got one.
So now the lead 20.
We got to be double digits in the steals, guys, as a team.
Springville with their shooters on the floor, although at the moment, Natalie Florence not on the floor. There's a shot, and that goes good. That is good. When fails, she's the one that has been leading the team. Guys, that is her first bucket of the night.
That is amazing. Hey, we got somebody who replied from Michigan, Tecumseh,
Wow.
Michigan. It's by Ann Arbor.
Tecumseh, Michigan? I've been there.
Well, and they're
Wow, shot that time.
Oh, feeling it.
Ann Arbor should ring a bell. Their team will be playing in the national championship, but it is the grandparents of the Bankies. So
That's awesome.
they'll get to see the girls and the boys. You get to see Peyton and her brother play. That's awesome. And the Speardens, Jason Spearden. Thanks, guys. Go Wasatch. We appreciate you, Spearden. We appreciate the update on your daughter's pronunciation. She is going to be, and we got to learn that name. She is going to be a player.
We'll be saying it a lot.
She is going to be a player, and she is a player.
And you mentioned that
Get better every week.
Ken Peyton Banky comes off. She's going to take a breather. Shot, not a bad look by Springville. Here's going to be the football pass.
Oh, my
from
hell.
Leah Basket by Kate Miller, but
The
Leah
50-yard bomb.
Hey, I gotta cheer, guys. I'm a fan of David Hart, so
That was
we've gotta
on
give-
the money.
man.
Seeley with the Tom Brady.
Yeah, we were just talking about football.
Three-quarter. Oh, and that's right off.
Oh, Mackenzie's just like. But
I can
Another
do it
long
too.
pass.
You know what? It's Haley Hall. That girl is.
Ashley Garner.
Haley is a she is that what do they call it? The blue collar, bring your bucket to work. God, that girl, she is in the middle every time a ball goes up. I'd still like us to make her shoot it. I've yet to see her do that, but she does everything else well.
Garner at the line. She will shoot two. Banky will come back in the game, and Danny Garner will come in the game. Leava'a and Sperida will come out.
And as bad as we were as free throws in the first half, I think we've picked up that percentage. We look to settle down a little bit. Sometimes being tired helps you slow down.
Well, and I was going to say, we haven't even had that many free throws here in this second half. Wasatch hasn't. So the lead growing. Wasatch not taking the foot off the pedal. Little reach-in foul by Wasatch.
I like the scoring. It's spread out with the Wasps. Number 20, who lit it up in the first half, and we saw her just a little bit of that in the second start off, is Natalie Florence. She's got
She's
12.
back on the floor now, yeah.
And nobody in foul trouble, guys. Kate Miller's got 2. And for Springville, number 15, Brinley Johnson has 3.
Springville will keep possession. This will be an inbound pass under the basket.
We're kind of cruising tonight. It's not been there's some games that feel like a blowout. This has not been one of them. The pressure's been on both teams.
At least until the last few
Sure.
minutes of this quarter, it's most definitely changed. But
I think you alluded to it, Brent. I know Corey did too. Is they stopped passing the ball, started putting their head down and dribbling it. Yeah, you're gonna get one in there.
Ashley will get that. She got it.
Anna Greenwell. Anna's getting her name in the book.
So that'll be Brindley Johnson shooting 2. Had that drive on the baseline and got fouled while she was shooting, and so she will shoot 2. Johnson does have 4 points. Now make it 5 for the Red Devils. And Johnson, one of those juniors. What I'm counting is 3 juniors on the team. Johnson, Florence, and Millie Thompson. All the rest are sophomores and freshmen that are on my roster here. So Wasatch, 2:45 left in this game. Leava'a has come off for a breather. Pass down low, trying to get it to Garner. And it is taken. So here comes Springville. Springville desperately needing a little run of their own. Down 22. Guys, I've seen crazier things.
Yeah.
And the pass down low, it's going to be kicked. I'm
Yeah,
not
trying to
sure.
thread that needle really tight.
Peyton Banky leading scorer tonight. So hope the grandparents good night to watch, as she has just shot the lights out from the perimeter.
Banky with 13. Garner, I should say Ashley Garner with 10.
And not only at the outside, those 2 drives to the bucket were outstanding.
And I feel like it sort of changed. It sort of changed the tempo for them.
Right.
That couple of minutes, that minute and a half, where, like we mentioned, her little drives and then Feely's heroics and
It's infectious.
Yeah.
It gives the team a little swagger, and that confidence the rim gets a little bit bigger and wider, and
Yeah.
the game slows down.
Springville with a couple of good looks and a couple of offensive boards, so they retain in the new shot clock. There's another 3-pointer just short.
Great
And-
job, Anna. Great job, Anna. we say, getting a rear end on somebody, pushing them out.
So out of bounds, coming out of the game will be Ashley and Danny Garner and Peyton Banky.
And Ashley and Peyton, hats off to Peyton tonight. And here's the thing that we haven't seen I haven't seen a whole lot is Feely and Peyton together. Maybe it's been more in the past. I don't know if Feely's a little under the weather tonight, but defensive pressure has been outstanding from Feely.
Checking in for the first time tonight for Wasatch is Brooklyn Coberline, listed at 6'3", and she is a junior. Shot is up, no good. Almost falls for Bailey Sweat. Rebound to Springville, but the outlet pass goes off the back, and so Wasatch will retain. 1 minute, 9 seconds left in the game.
Good to see Brooklyn get some time. 6'3" junior.
And as you mentioned, Mackenzie Richens still in the game, Kate Miller, and Anna Greenwell.
Trying to get Bailey a shot.
And then Bailey Sweat. Bailey has it taken.
Back in. Probably not where Bailey wants to put the ball down on the floor from up there. She's more of a post player. And closing out, and
shot in and out, no good. Rebound is going to be.
They've tightened up on those shots.
Greenwell, yeah. Boy,
there's at least a hand in the face, and now there's been a lid on that rim since.
And not bad looks.
No,
but you're right. Just
but now they're contested,
pressure.
right? There was one a couple seconds ago that
3-pointer, no good. That time by Miller, and Springville comes down.
We're playing to the clock, but you know what? Getting our region legs underneath us. We put a little cardio tonight, guys. They've moved the ball. Maybe that's what Coach Hull really wants to see.
And played their game.
Yep.
Wasatch has done the style they wanted. They made the changes they needed. They didn't get sucked into any kind of other style. And that's what you want to see, especially when you're a good team. You want to dictate. You want to control the pace. And
they play like they're one of the top 5 teams in the state. So, nice win.
That'll be it. Final score, 52 for Wasatch, 30 for Springville. And that is Springville only scored 4 points in the fourth quarter. And Wasatch scored 14. So the other thing, guys, as the teams shake hands, and this is a great win. You did not want to go into this region game after losing at Timpview and lose this game by any means. You don't want that. So you knew it was going to be full colors. But I think something really positive out of it is their last 2 games, including the Timpview one, even the ones that they won before that, they kind of had a slow fourth quarter. And this is probably something you were just mentioning, Corey, a minute ago, about a little more energy, a little more excitement. I'll bet that was an emphasis.
Maintaining your pace, your game.
And being able to close strong. The last time they closed strong was against Judge Memorial, where they had to come back.
Absolutely, they were down almost.
And they did that. So, but my understanding was they were a little worried about the way they were ending games. And so maybe that's something they can look at besides all the other positive things. Maybe overall that's something super positive they can talk about.
I think before we get to player of the game, I want to give a shout out to Coach Hull's assistants. The coaching staff is outstanding. As I'm just kind of watching the second half as it's kind of got away from Springville a little bit. All coaches are involved, Corey. Yeah. Nobody's being sit down. Coach Hull isn't the main voice on there. Matter of fact, I didn't see her get up tonight. But you'll have her coaches, what I love to see, engaged and coming up, which tells me Coach Hull's done a good job distributing.
Well, she'll be the first one to tell you too. She surrounded herself with great coaches and just lets them.
She did. She told my wife that.
Coach Hull's always too humble.
Yeah, she really is. She really is. But I think that's been a secret to her success is she's not just bringing anybody on. These are ladies that know the game. And then there's Trevor Wex. Let's say Shaylee Spearden, Janae Hershey, Trevor Wagstaff, and Caitlin Michaelis. Michaelis. Shout out to those ladies and Trevor. They're great job tonight. Coach Hull, come on. Hats off to her.
10-2.
Wow.
10-2. So looking at the region, Springville did get their win the other night, the one that they were supposed to against Cedar Valley. So they won that game. And Cedar Valley's not a pushover.
No.
So
we saw, yeah.
Springville showed signs of definitely showing their strengths, and they came here and did all they could against the top 5 team in the state to keep in that first half. But just overwhelming athleticism from the Wasatch Wasps. So we're looking at the final scores, meaning points. Again, Peyton Banky with 13, Ashley Garner with 10, Bailey Sweat contributing with her usual points, had 6 tonight. Danny Garner coming off the bench and getting 6 points. So Fili Liava'a with 7 points and probably 112 steals is what I'm guessing at this point. And so until we get our statistician, that's just going to be my guess. So
guys, hey, shout out. We got a player of the game from anybody.
Well, and I need to. I was mentioning names there. Kate Miller, I thought did a great job too. Also had a lot of steals, and then as well as Peyton Banky. So that front group really working well. And I remember talking to Audrey about that. She was so excited about her front line.
Yeah.
She knew she was going to have some size, and but she was really happy about the front line.
Well, nail it, Brent. You beat around the bush a little bit there. Let's give us your candidate. I know that a lot of girls played well tonight, but who you gonna?
I'll go first this time. I'll go first. So Peyton Banky on both ends of the ball. I mean, she's doing things. She lit the fire with 3 3-pointers in the first half, and but then a couple of amazing drives that you were talking about in the second half. But to me, defensively, steals, deflections, pressure, I'm going to give it to her tonight.
Great job, Corey. I got to go last. So I can cherry pick.
Well, Brent took a great one. Hard to argue that. I mean, she's just amazing. You know a great player when they make an impact on the game. When they come in and something changed, whether it's offense, defense. So it's hard to argue that at all, and I can't. But I'm going to go a little bit with Fili. It's the quiet runner, right? Just the workhorse. All the things you have to do.
Sure.
And if you were to add up, Larry Miller had a formula that he would do. It wasn't just points. It was points, steals, rebounds.
Hustle points.
Hustle points, right? There's five different things.
There you go. I love that.
And I think if you take that hustle factor in, Fili feels that stat line and quietly just goes about, does the business, doesn't have to be a star, doesn't, and not that any of them do, but I'm going to give mine to Fili.
And you can't measure that too, Coach. I mean, there's some things like, hey, what was the turnaround? What was the catalyst? Yeah, she scored 13, she scored 10. But man, the little thing she did, ending on the football pass, the deep zone, the 7 route, 9 route, right in their hands. But I'm gonna agree with both you guys, but I'm gonna give the nod to Peyton Banky tonight. Okay. And not just because the grandparents are listening. She played unselfishly, but she took good shots. When her feet were set, she was deadly. And then just when you can say, hey, she is killing it from the perimeter, she comes out in the second half and takes 2. Yeah. That, man, you just don't see a lot of girls in 5A basketball handling the ball like that.
Boys, I'm telling you, she's got the it factor. I'm telling you,
she is very confident. And then honorable mention is going to be Fili, because I'm with Coach Lang. I think she does a lot of that you don't see in a stat book, but man, she changes the play of the game.
She makes those around her better.
Yeah, she does. And great point.
Okay, so since you guys had honorable mention, I'll do mine. And I am going to mention Ashley Garner. So Garner, of course, you can't ignore it. And just because the others had a great game, Ashley is just constantly in presence. And so,
you mentioned it earlier in the game. Teams have that. They have her number circled before they're coming in.
She's getting that every night.
She's getting
every
and she
night.
Still pulls her weight.
Kate Miller, I want to give a shout out to Kate. 2 or 3 steals right off the bat tonight. I thought she didn't turn the ball over very much. Kate's not going to shoot the lights out. She had 4 points tonight. She's not going to shoot the lights out, but she does a lot of the little things too. Passes really well. I like her patience. I kind of saw her, last year, and we saw all the girls. You're younger. Get going too fast and not finish plays. Kate did a really good job. She makes a difference when she's in there as well.
Well, talking about Kate, I'm going to give you a stat that I'll bet you guys wouldn't know. Kate actually leads the team in assists.
Wow.
Over Fili.
Wow.
So very close, of course, but
That's awesome.
yeah. So that means you have 3 players with almost 3 assists a game. That's a pretty good stat for the team.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and congratulate those players. As always, we hope that we didn't miss any names. We mentioned so many names and so many girls contributing to that win. So final score, once again, Wasatch 52, Springville 30, and a convincing Region 7 win. And they will be, I was going to look at their schedule. I forgot to do that a second ago. So since we're talking about it, after tonight, they will be on the road. No, they have another home game on the 9th. And so that's next week. That's next Tuesday. They will be another home game here. Corner Canyon, that's a non-region game against a really good team.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Corner Canyon. So, and then region continues at Cedar Valley on Friday the 12th. So, big win for Wasatch. They will go to 1-1 in the Region 7, 10-2 overall, and enjoying one of their best seasons so far. For Ken Purdy and Corey Lang and the whole gang here at Sting TV, I'm Brent Martindale. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys.